At 72.9 degrees Celsius, asphalt turns to soup. So what happens to the wheat baked beneath it? Why are Henan farmers yanking their combines into the fields weeks before the calendar says they should? And how long before a super drought plus a killer heatwave snap China's breadbasket in two? First, tonight's headline ground sensors in Yangcheng, Shaanxi, and Mengzhou, Henan have just posted an eye-watering 72.9 degrees C, while Xi'an, Yangji, Wanrong, and Linyi all crashed through the 7U degree barrier, every reading a fresh May record. Official air temperature hovers near 40, yet the open skillet effect adds another 30 degrees at ground level. Cameras catch roads steaming, tires warping, and people's shoe soles literally bubbling. Henan's own meteorologists warn the coming week could hit 43, promising a new round of records. On social media, an experiment goes viral. Ants dropped onto the pavement carbonize in seconds. The caption reads, "The ground is a teppanyaki grill. Now swing west of the Yellow River to a corridor that has fallen completely off the rain radar." For the ninth straight day, China's Weather Bureau keeps its yellow drought alert blinking, and southwestern Shaanxi plus western Henan have been escalated to the ominous label of exceptional drought. Roughly 40% of Henan's counties are already classed as severe. Since mid-March, rainfall has been little more than rumor. Total precipitation languishes at just 20% of a normal spring, so topsoil moisture is collapsing by the day. Put the numbers on screen and the story writes itself, a national drought map bleeding crimson, while thermal imagery shows an almost whitey hot 70-degree patchwork baked into the fields. That brings us to the human cost. In villages around Luoyang and Joka, the wheat is being cut before the grain-full solar term even arrives. If we don't cut now, we lose everything. One farmer tells us his combine kicking up dust. Water comes at any cost. Households are drilling private wells and running diesel pumps that gulp 20 yuan, about $2.75 every hour. That adds 10 to 20 yuan per mu, or about 8 to 16 US dollars per acre in extra expense. One family has already burned through 1,000 yuan, roughly 137 US dollars. Put that in perspective. Former Premier Li Keqiang once reminded the nation that 600 million Chinese live on about 1,000 yuan a month. In other words, an entire monthly income gone just to keep 10 mu, around 1.6 acres of wheat alive. The heat itself is a hazard. Provincial authorities have issued back-to-back hot dry wind alerts, perfect conditions for crop desiccation and wildfire. Hospitals from Zhengzhou to Anyang report a surge of SOB called low-temperature burns. Injuries that happen when skin rests on surfaces only a few degrees above body heat. Meanwhile, afternoon electricity demand is obliterating past peaks as air conditioners roar. Let's open the economic ledger, because this is already bigger than one province. Henan typically produces 138 million tons of wheat every year. Lop just 5% off that, and you lose 7 million tons, China's entire national food ration for a full week. Traders have priced in scarcity. Spot wheat has jumped 6% in 3 trading sessions, and the strong wheat futures contract has rocketed 4.7% in a single week, the steepest climb since 2023. Mills are staring at an 8 to 10% jump in raw grain costs. Wholesale flour is already up 6% across Henan and neighboring Shandong. Economists calculate that every 10% rise in wheat feeds roughly 0.05 to 0.08 percentage points directly into China's CPI within a quarter. Translation: today's heat wave is tomorrow's sticker shock in the grocery aisle. And that's not the only chain reaction. Afternoon AC load across the north of China grid is 11% higher than this time last year. If 40-degree air temps linger for a full week, energy planners warn that rolling blackouts could replay the 2022 Sichuan saga, the one that shuttered factories and knocked global supply chains off balance. So who ultimately foots the bill for these so-called acts of nature? Beijing's labor code still reads the mercury in the shade. Work is supposed to stop only when the air hits 40, even though the ground in full sun is sizzling at 70. Crop loss subsidies, so often trumpeted in press releases, evaporate long before a single yuan reaches village budgets, leaving farmers drilling their own wells and gambling on the next power bill. Cloud seeding planes roar across the sky and make headlines yet coax little rain. China runs barely 1/3 as many drought relief wells per square kilometer as the OECD average. Add a north drifting subtropical ridge and near snow-free winters that erase the soil's natural water bank, and the old proverb, North drought, South flood, has mutated into a brutal double punch of North drought and North heat. China's grain bowl isn't just drying out, it's cooking. So here's the final takeaway. Forecasters see Henan's tally of hot days running 30 to 40% above normal right through August, and the drought looks set to persist. Tell us in the comments, how hot is it where you live today? Smash that subscribe button, slap the bell icon so you don't miss an update, and if you can chip in on Donnerbox to keep these reports coming.